Good morning, everyone. I wanted to give you guys a little warning. So let me share this. How to boost with my group. I want to share a situation with you guys that you need to have a warning about. Matter of fact, I will put this collection company on blast. This, you probably can't see his back. It's Credit Collection Services is the name of the company. This morning I have an issue. My father, good morning. Good morning, Miss Renee. I had an issue, and myself, I personally experienced this with Progressive. My father has Allstate, and my father have a long, good credit history. And what happened was, from this company, my father actually had the same, how many years you had Allstate? 25. For a good 25 years. But what happened is, he still has Allstate, but he has a different address out of state. So he just changed his car insurance over to that state from New Jersey. So he's still with Allstate. So this company, this credit collection, what is Credit Collection Services? So y'all be aware, if y'all get this, send him a collection for what they're saying is $170, but you could pay now for $85. So my father's reaction was to pay this because he has an excellent credit history and he didn't want this to report on his credit. But of course, that is not what you do. You do not pay collection companies. And what I tell you guys, you need to always verify the debt. Always verify the debt. So I called Allstate for him. We called. Allstate told him he don't have a balance at all. It's zero balance. And I asked the lady, I said, well, can you send me that via email? And she's sending over the correspondent via email. So I called the collection company. And I said, well, why would you tell him he got a debt? They're sending us over a letter that he don't even have a balance. He don't have a debt. This is why I tell you guys, collection companies is fraud, borderline fraud. And I made her aware. I said, if you put that on my father's credit report, I promise you, I'm suing every officer that's there and that's over that collection company because we have evidence that he doesn't even own a balance. This is fraud. It's fraud. So, unbeknownst to most of you, you'll get on that phone and get to talking. And this is why I tell you guys, don't get on that phone and get to talking, because where they make it legal is when you start to agree to make a binding payment with them. But I know better. He was about to pay it. And guess what it would have happened? It would have ruined his credit history. It would have updated as a paid collection. And people think that it makes it better by paying this. And they were extorting him out of money. And like I told her, not only did I make a copy of this, and I'm going to send it back to him with fraud on it, I'm going to report their butt to the United States Postal Inspector because this is mail fraud. It's mail fraud. And I tell you guys over and over, people, these collection companies will just get your information and send you this in the mail. They do it all the time. And they will send this and you'll mess around and pay that debt and ruin your credit. Over and over again. And this was what, 2 years. Yeah, that you have a cancel policy. But he's still active with Allstate. So it goes to show you what it's, if y'all can see that, it is, the date was for December 24th that he switched his insurance with the same company just into another state. So if you're getting this in the mail and you have another little tidbit, like I had to tell Progressive, if you transferred over your insurance, they cannot doubly insure you. So say if, like with me, I had a situation, I had Progressive, and I went over to Allstate. Okay? So they both, my parents had me a driver on their insurance at Allstate. So I switched my policy to Allstate because I got a cheaper rate than what I was getting for Progressive. And I was at Progressive for years. But Progressive is saying, oh, you didn't cancel that policy. We had to pay for another 30 days. We had you insured. So we gave you a notice for the premium of that month. But I had insurance elsewhere. So they cannot in insurance over-insure you. That's being over-insured. So imagine if you had a car accident. If I had a car accident at that time, I can't go to Progressive and collect money and Allstate for the damage, because the way insurance work, you can't make a profit, you can't make less. They fully indemnified you. That's an insurance term. That means putting you back at the same status as the accident never happened. So you cannot carry two insurance policies at the same time because you're overpaying in premium. One of the insurance companies couldn't pay you. So that's called being overinsured, because they can only at best fully indemnify you. So you should not get less, but you cannot make a profit. So what Progressive had to do was take that back, because I had insurance elsewhere. So I sent them over a copy of my policy. I was insured. So you're going to have to remove that. So this is what I'm telling you. That a company, just like with him, sent me a collection in the mail. I called directly to the source. Like I tell you guys, go to your sources. I called Progressive. Y'all better remove that, because if that hit my credit, I'm suing. I am suing. And you can sue. So what y'all got to do is make sure that if you get any collection in the mail, you need to verify it with a letter certified. I already made a copy. Clearly, I won't cross this fraud, because they're frauding. He didn't even have a bill that he owed them. They just took his information and sent him this. And when they would call him, or he call on that phone and agree to pay, boom, you have no other recourse because you made a verbal agreement. So I want you guys, with this video here, it is tax season. I want everybody to share this, because you need to help your family and your friends. Just like with me, my father, good credit history, if I wouldn't have warned him, could have been totally ruined. He's 60-something years old and paid his credit on time. And because of not knowing, he could have ruined his credit. So y'all need to share this information with your friends and family, because now they're getting their tax money, and people first reaction, especially people with good credit that's trying to maintain it, is well, let me just pay this. But it's actually going to ruin their credit. And like I tell you guys, this whole system is really fraudulent anyway. The bureaus work with that purposely. The way the banks make money is by simply charging you interest. The more interest they can charge you and the more they can ruin your credit, the more money they can make off of you. So you got to understand that's how the system works. With my father right now, he has very good credit. They can't profit off of that. They can't charge you a lot of interest, and there's a lot of competition for his business. So they will love for something like this to happen, because the higher your credit score is, when you get something negative, the quicker it will drop. They love to do that. So it's a conspiracy. You know, people might say, oh, I don't believe in conspiracy. Oh, you better believe for sure that credit is nothing but golden handcuffs. As I tell you, the lender, the borrower is slave to the lender. So that's the way it works, you guys. So what they want to purposely do, like I tell you, it says about 79% of credit reports in the United States have an error. That is ridiculous, and it's by design. So share this information, and this is the company, Credit Collection Services, all right? Put that out there. They out here frauding. Don't y'all ever, that's why I tell you, people, should I pay for deletion? No, verify the debt first. Why would you pay somebody you don't owe? And don't get on that phone and start talking. Oh, well, I did have and I will, and that might. No, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. You got to ask them, who are you? Like I told y'all, because a bill is old, all the people, well, they sent me a bill back. They sent me because a bill is old don't mean that person got a right to collect. So if he would have jumped up and paid this, he ain't even owe Allstate nothing anyway. So y'all got to remember that. I beat this over and over, but this is real life. So take this as a warning. Warn all your friends and family. Don't y'all go out here paying these credit collection companies, because it ain't nothing but a fraud. That's it. That's why they record your conversation. If you want to try it, when one call you, this conversation is recorded. I don't want to, my conversation is recorded. Call me on a non-recorded line. Oh, well, we can't speak to you. Because they know they frauding. They know they frauding. Like when I spoke to, and when I sued they, but yeah, we got all your recorded calls. And what I say? That you frauding me. That's what I told you. So that's what you need to do. Y'all fraud. From the devil. Don't tell them nothing. You're frauding. That's what you, and stop calling my line with the frauds. You send it to me in writing. Make them send everything in writing, and you do like what I'm about to do. Report they butt to the postal inspectors. And I'm about to send a copy of this back with my debt validation letter, because it better not touch my father credit report, as fraud. Return the sender. You're frauding. Okay? So if anything hit, I best believe somebody gonna get sued. I love to sue. That's how I showed y'all. I'll repost it. I get checks. So if you want to understand, make sure, do not pay these folks from the door. Always verify the debt. Don't get, oh, well, I know I owe Verizon money. You owe Verizon, but you don't owe them. Who you? Why I gotta pay you? I can't just knock on your door and tell you to pay me your utility bill. You gonna say, who you? How I owe you? Oh, you got a bill, see? Here's your light bill. So, that don't mean I gotta pay you. Same thing. You gotta get down to it. And because they send you a bill back, don't mean you owe them. Well, I know I have Verizon. No, that don't mean you gotta pay them. So you got to learn how to push the issue. Make sure you guys don't be paying these people. Long and the short. Don't pay them nothing. Always verify the debt. Okay? Always. I don't care if it's $5. Oh, it's a collection for $5. I just pay it. Well, you just go on and ruin your credit if you like. But I will not be doing that. And anyone like me that don't want to do that, ruin their credit over $5, $87, I advise you to not be lazy and fill out a debt validation letter and go on and send it on to these folks so they can leave you alone. And if they don't, you can sue them in your local court system. So if anybody need information, I do have a website. I do sell letters if you need it. I got free inquiry letters. If you got hard inquiries, go to my website, get it for free. If you enjoy the information, you new to my information, feel free. I'll have the link to my group. We have a community there, and this is what we do. We warn each other and update each other on what's going on in the credit world. So I hope this is helpful. If anybody need a debt validation letter, I have collection debt validation letters right there on my website. If you got bankruptcy, got to help you get that off, repossessions, all of that is at my website, and feel free to get the 2 hard inquiry deletion letters absolutely free. So hopefully this is helpful. Be blessed, you guys.